After the ball is over, after the skein is done, after the die lot's finished, and you are short just one, many a knitter has made a tearful and desperate call, pleading with their local yarn shop, go after that ball.
Hello everybody, welcome to the Pen, Hook, and Needles podcast, episode 427. Today is Saturday, November 7th, 2020, as we are recording. I am Marlisha, also known as Lady Furnico.
And I'm Talia, also known as Franciscan Gypsy. I feel like I look like one of those French, like paratroopers or something like during World War II.
You remind me of, what's her name? Patty Hearst from some of the pictures in the newspaper.
Oh.
Anyway, that's neither here nor there. Want to welcome all new and returning viewers. If you're new, we're glad that you found us. We hope you find something that you like and that you will stay. If you are returning, we're glad to have you back with us as always. And if you are the Shadows, new or returning, we hope that you will join us officially on the YouTube channel. Just press the little subscribe button and hit the little bell so you get notifications. And at our PHN home, where all the alongs and camaraderie and all the fun stuff, coupons, all that kind of stuff happens there. And that is phnpodcast.freeforums.net. That's phnpodcast.freeforums.net. It's in the little description box below the video. Okay? Let's see here.
TT? TTT?
Yes, just give me a second here, you oboe head. How many projects do you have?
Oh, well, I think I currently have 3,
Okay.
but I'm trying to work on right this very moment. I might even have 4.
All right, I think I have 8. Okay.
Oh, yeah, you have double mine.
Okay. All right, so this is what my daughter's head looks like, and that's an oboe for you new people.
My head does not look like an
If you
oboe.
want to know what this is, ask one of us, ask one of the moderators, or people who've been with us for a while. They'll tell you. Okay?
I'm not sure if even the people who've been with us for a while can remember the convoluted oboe story.
I think Renna or somebody could. Patty, they could. Because they've been with us forever. Allison might be able to remember.
Where's my phone?
Anyway, Brittany would remember. Laura. Yes, any of those people. All those people that I mentioned. Anyway. Okay, so I have in my mug here.
Oh, there's my hook.
My Plum Deluxe Stargazer Caramel Mott Chai, because I need caffeine today. Kick back and let this tea open your mind. All organic mott tea, cardamom, ginger, orange peel, cloves, cinnamon,
Cardamon's definitely different from cinnamon.
aniseed, natural spice and caramel essence, love, gratitude, and caffeine.
I always want to know what's natural spices.
I don't know. Maybe it's just so little of it that he just...
Well, he's not the only one who does it. Like, other places will say natural spice. I'm like, what's natural spice? Isn't it all natural?
Yeah. Well, it's organic, so I'm assuming that everything...
Well, I know his is organic and his is all natural. I'm just always curious when they put that, what that means.
This is one of my favorites. I was going to have my blood orange, but my blood orange is an infusion. There's no caffeine. I really felt like I needed caffeine today. So
I was also going to have blood orange, but then Mom handed me another tea, and I decided to have that tea instead.
from my stock, one of my favorites, but she was looking for it yesterday, so she got it.
Oh, I hope you have others left.
If I don't, I'll pick some more up. I'll taste it,
I didn't intend to take your last one.
I'm not sure if it's my last one or not, but it's my open one, so.
Okay, so this one is the lime and the coconut. It doesn't really have the coconut. Plum Deluxe
Doesn't have
tea.
lime in it either.
Yes, it does. It is lime extract.
Oh, does it? Okay.
That's why we call it the lime and the
Okay.
coconut. That's actually the draw to it.
Yes, I got the lime and the coconut.
So it's Plum Deluxe tea, fresh, organic, fair trade. Did we introduce ourselves?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I don't know if you did. I did.
Hi, my name is Franciscan Gypsy, also known as Talia. I have absolutely no idea whether or not I actually introduced myself.
Why did you introduce yourself with your handle first?
Isn't that what I normally do?
No.
Okay. I don't know. Okay, so Happy Hour Blend Herbal Tea. A fun, feisty blend that makes every tea moment a happy hour.
Lime and the coconut.
All organic honeybush tea, hibiscus, lemon verbena, lime extract, love, and gratitude. No caffeine. Oh, this is good.
If you want some mine, you can taste it.
Oh, no. I am good. This is excellent. I don't need your subpar caramel tea affecting my...
I don't have any subpar caramel tea.
It's caramel, isn't it?
No, Stargazer caramel mott.
Well, it's caramel.
Oh yeah, that's the stuff. I did more of this.
Uh-huh.
I didn't want to keep it until I knew what it was. So, okay, that's good. Get lime and the coconut.
If you look for lime and coconut, you will not find it. You have to look for happy hour.
I know. That might be a good name for the podcast.
Lime and the coconut.
Lime and the coconut. Happy hour.
I need to maybe make some, except I don't really know that lime work very well in overnight oats. I just like make a lime and a coconut overnight oats recipe up.
It might if you use graham crackers.
Or if I use a lime extract
Uh-huh.
versus actual lime. I have coconut for texture.
And graham crackers.
Yeah, graham crackers would get soggy though. It had to be on top right before you eat it. You might be able to get away with some chocolate chips in there.
Yeah. Maybe some
I should be writing this down.
maple oats.
Oh, always maple.
Maple oats. Yeah.
Well, no, the oats, you'd add up the maple after. I'm talking about overnight oats, so the flavor sinks in. And I'm a little afraid the maple would overwhelm the lime.
It depends on how much lime you put into it. You'd have to play around with it.
Experiment.
Okay. This is a knitting and crocheting podcast, not a cooking podcast. Although we do tend to dabble where we feel like dabbling. All right, let's see. We've got... All right. Yes, I know. We still have things to send out. Hats and
She says we have to
dishwashers.
Dishwashers. We're not sending out dishwashers.
Dishcloths to Brittany. No, Brittany, we're not sending you dishwashers. Just dishcloths. Sorry.
Our generosity has limits.
Limited by the Postal Service. Okay, let me
Well, the
see.
Postal Service will send dishwashers, right? No, or do you just
Well, I was
FedEx
talking
it?
about cost.
Yeah.
All right, so we're moving on to our longs.
Also, the actual price of a dishwasher.
We are moving on to the longs. All right. Our PHN charity Cal Out 2020 is going strong. We're in the last quarter. It's running from January 1st of 2020 to December 31st, 2020 midnight. So that means once you hit 1 a.m. On January 1st of 2021,
You turned a pumpkin.
yes, we're done with the charity long. We'll have something else starting up, okay?
Surprise.
Now, let's
Did we tell the patrons what it was, or did we mean to and just forget?
I don't know.
Okay.
Anyway, I'm going to read through the rules, guidelines, rules for this along, and then I will just alter them as we go through the other longs. So let me see here. Previous whips are allowed. They must be knit, loom knit, or crocheted, except for the little masks that some of you people are making for the first responders, the hospitals, things like that, because they can be hard to get, and coronavirus seems to be settling in for the fall, maybe the winter, so they're still needed. So we are accepting those as well, sewn masks, and they're eligible for 2 chances at a prize.
Sorry, guys.
Chatter and pictures are all on the same thread. All charity projects will be accepted, but baby items, the masks, Hat Not Hate hats, even if that's finished, any Franciscan Gypsy design pattern, any Laura Concert pattern, and my One Shawl pattern, anything in Laura Concert's Live Pop Girl yarns or my Lady Fernico Creations yarns, if that is in an FO, that's 2 chances at a prize, and if you use the featured yarns with a featured pattern in an FO, that is 3 chances at a prize, but you are responsible for your own multiple postings. The hashtag is hashtag PHN2020 on Instagram. And let's see, we have had already 3/4 worth of winners, so that's kind of exciting. And our 4th quarter prize, we have West Yorkshire Spinners yarn in the pheasant colorway that was donated by Mama C. That's Christina. Thank you, Christina,
Thank
very
you.
much. And 2 skeins of mohair mini yarn, mohair min yarn,
I
donated
didn't say mohair mini.
donated by Marriott, who's been very generous as well. Thank you
Yes.
very much. We depend on the generosity of our viewers to give out these prizes, so we're very, very grateful that you all have been so very generous. Thank you so much. Now, the toy along is only a 3-month along, okay, and that's been going on since October, and it ends December 31st at midnight, going into January 1st. And as I've said before, that transition date.
Lime and coconut needs to have honey for its sweetener.
Okay. The transition from one along to another at midnight is a little soft. It depends on which of the moderators or administrators close it down. If Ty or I close it down, it might be early in the morning, so you guys have the most time possible. The next morning on January 1st. If one of the moderators close it down, like Valeria, who is in the Netherlands, or one of our people's in Texas, I think. Ren, I think, is in Texas. I'm not sure, but that side of the country, they might be, close to midnight, but not midnight for California. So, just kind of keep an eye on the threads so that if you have things that you really want to get in, get those in. And
right, we can't guarantee it's going to be necessarily midnight for your time zone.
Right, so make sure that you get them in, the things that are important for you to get in, and then anything else might be gratis that you can kind of slide in under the wire.
Because if you are someone who also lives in an area, maybe your time zone, maybe you have an earlier, like your next day starts earlier, you might be able to get something in when it's technically a different day for you.
Well, like Allison, I think it's like 15 hours or something like that, and she goes in the next day. So Allison could go like 6 hours into January 1st, I think it is, and we're still.
And if we're open, that's fair game.
If the thread
is open.
If the thread is open, and you have something to put it in, okay? Because that's us.
Yes.
That's me and Talia, Renna, Patty, Valeria, whoever the moderators are. I think that's all of them.
Yeah, I think you got
If I missed one, I apologize, because I know we've had a little bit of a shuffle. If we haven't closed it...
The curly shuffle?
The curly shuffle. Knock, 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 knock. Okay. So, the toy long, basically the rules are the same, but no sewing projects in this. That's only for the charity along for the masks, okay? The featured yarns are Lady Vertigo Creations and Lollipop Girl yarns, and the featured patterns are Talia's toys, Laura's Concerts toys, and the Bakery Bears toys. Okay, Bakery Bears, they have what is it? I forget what the name of them are. They had like certain names for the Bakery Bears, like the female bear and the male bear.
Mr. Bakery Bear and Mrs.
And they have Gelato Giraffe and all. She has a few toys. They're really cute.
I mean, they have names for the specific. I mean, they've named certain bears, but that's not the name of the pattern.
No. They've had certain
really, it's just Mr. Bakery Bear and Mrs. Bakery Bear.
Mrs. Bakery Bear. That's what I was asking.
Oh yeah, Mr. and Mrs. Bakery Bear. And then they have Gelato Giraffe. I think those are all the toys.
I think that's all the toys, but those also
because she branched off where she's actually more...
Well, she likes doing socks.
Yeah, she likes doing socks and she likes doing shawls.
So, but in any event, those are the featured patterns and yarns. The toys by Bakery Bears, the toys by Laura Concert, the toys by Talia, my yarn, Laura's yarn. Okay. Let me see here. Where are we?
We are in our house. We are podcasting.
Hashtag PHNToy 2020 is the hashtag for Instagram. If you want to put it there, that would be fun. And the prizes, well, yeah, I haven't pulled them yet. So, I mean, some of them you've seen. They're sitting there, but I haven't written it down yet. So, you're going to be surprised until next time I decide to show you. So, okay. Moving along to rough drafts. Unless you have something to say.
Nope. And let me count my number of projects. I think I have 5, but let me make sure.
All right. Let's see here.
You know you have 8, right?
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, 8.
1, 2, 3, 4, or 5.
Okay, so I'll go twice for the first 2.
Only twice for the first 2?
For the first 2.
Because I only have one more than half.
Right, you have 2, 4. And I could do 6.
Because since you go twice for all of them except for the last one?
No, because I'd go 2, then 4, and then the next set would be 6, and you have only 5. So I could potentially do 6 for the 3, but not all of them.
Oh, okay.
All right, so
I guess we can do a count every time.
Oh yeah,
sure.
it's not a problem.
Just because that doesn't make mathematical sense to my brain.
I don't know why it wouldn't.
It doesn't.
Okay, let's see here. My first one is I had to.
Because by the time you hit 5, you hit.
Ty, if I do 2 the first time, and then you have 1.
We'll see how it works out.
Yeah, it works. Okay. it works. It works. Do you remember this from?
No.
It is a very obscure reference to a very popular movie that you might not have seen more than once.
Okay, well then I probably won't remember if I haven't seen it more than once.
My car is named after one of the characters.
But yeah, the if it's a later ones, I didn't care for the last
And
two.
Davina likes one of the characters that's involved with that.
Well, I know which ones you're talking about. If it's the last two, if it's from the last two that I might have only seen once, I probably won't remember.
It's from the one with the snap.
Well, that gave everything away.
Yep, it did.
Well, no, I don't remember because...
All right, if that is, if people are paying attention. All right, my next one is the Plover Bird Mickey Mouse bag.
Of course, you could also be like talking about Legally Blonde with the snap? And...
I have no idea. I only saw that once.
I actually enjoyed Legally Blonde.
It was cute. The first one.
Oh, well, I have no desire to see a second one.
Okay, this one is
The Bend and Snap, that's what it's called.
my Mickey Mouse Plover Bird bag. It's my spoiled bunny stomp scarf. I had to laugh at not Allison. At
Brittany.
Brittany's reaction.
Brittany agreed with me that it wasn't completely obvious.
Well, I didn't expect it to be obvious to Brittany. She wasn't asking me every 5 seconds to change it. So I didn't do a whole lot on this because my hands have been hurting me a little bit. But
Pretty.
it's moving along.
I really love the way it's working out.
Yeah, well, I like this. This is kind of my go-to for yarn, something like that. I can't make it into anything except maybe a toy. I want to make a toy.
Well, look at how it's patching. It's really fun.
It's really pretty.
I mean, it's doing
It looks like it's dappled.
Yeah.
So this one is, the yarn is Test Designer yarn, Superwash Merino worsted. And I don't know what the colorway is. Talia gave me this several years ago. It's gone into 3 or 4 different projects before it finally settled on a Cerebel.
You see, that was its true home.
So, well, we'll see. This is a big skein. It's like Miss Babs. In fact, it has even more yarn than Miss Babs. And it's worsted. It's not a DK, so it's a good amount of yarn. Let's see here. My other one. Okay, this is in my Universal Studios canvas bag. And this is my Ninja Turtle Baby Blanket project from the Ninja Turtle Baby Blanket pattern by Lisa Vanilla. And I got this off of Lovecrafts. And I made a little progress on this. I worked on this while we're sitting in PT. Talia went through her PT really quick, so I didn't get a whole lot done there. But I did get about 1.5 rows done on this because it wasn't the only thing I worked on. So it's moving along. I have a little bit more to do before I get Mikey in here. And then the turtles will all be represented. And I'll probably edge this. Ty and I were discussing on one of the other podcasts. It was the last one and the one before.
I feel like it was the last one.
That I'm going to probably edge this with April's jumper, which is yellow.
Yeah.
So this is all Brava Sport except for the yellow, which is a different color. I forget what it is. I have to go look.
Yeah, it was something I picked up.
It's in my Cyrano project, so it's not in this bag.
Yeah.
So that's that.
Okay, so let me mark off my row. Get the next stitch, because that way I know I've started the next row. Okay, so I only actually started working on this project this week with the start of the podcast. So I had more than nothing to show. So in my Silver Shed USA books bag is my Comfy Purple Bunny, also known as Comfy Bunny, also known as Comfy. And this is my Oops the Bunny pattern.
I made a lot of progress on
Oh, this has already been done for a while.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I don't pay attention.
I just, I'm working on the back leg.
I don't pay attention.
Ears are done. Most of the body, the whole body is done, and the head. Front legs are done. So I just have back leg, first and second back leg, tail. I think I did the muzzle. If not, I have to do the muzzle. And then I sew everything together.
James C. Brett does really good colors.
Yes.
You've seen it in one of my projects in a more subdued color. And this is a brighter color of James C. Brett. It's just very, very nice.
It is. And it's, actually the eyes are also James C. Brett, this pretty blue.
James C. Brett is one of the acrylic yarns that we don't mind using.
Right.
And it's bulky and it's a huge amount of yarn for bulky weight. It's like 300 yards.
And this was a full skein when I got started.
That's well, if I were to review that, that's well worth getting.
Yes,
James C.
it
Brett. Okay. my next one is my Faith, Hope, and Love. And these my bag, sock bag. And you haven't seen this project in a while. I was working on this also because I was trying to find things that I could carry in that blue canvas bag I just showed you that weren't all crochet because my hands were bothering me a little bit. So I pulled
And
this.
there's no weather coming in, which is weird.
It's
because
very
been a
strange.
weird
But my
week.
hands, my arms and hands have been bothering me all week.
And I've had migraine symptoms all week, so.
So this is my So Soft Face Cloth project from the So Soft Face Cloth. And this is, I love this cotton yarn by Hobby Lobby. And I started this when Talia was going to see the physical therapist after her surgery. So it's been a while on the needles, but I just put it away.
After my surgery or before my surgery?
Maybe it was before. Let me see. It says, no, it's January 12th, so it was after.
Okay.
So, I mean, it's a really pretty pattern, and the only reason I'm not further than I am here is because I just haven't worked on it.
Mm-hmm.
I go through my bags, I'm like, I don't want to work on this, I don't want to go work on this. January 1st is probably going to be tear out a lot of things because and this happens to me every year. I have a whole bunch of things.
I know last year I did a big tear out.
I did too. It's like, why do I have all this on the hooks and needles? I'm not going to do it. And so this one will remain probably because it's not very big and it's very relaxing and it doesn't hurt my hands.
Right.
So this one will probably stay. But yeah, so that's what I've gotten there.
Well, I know part of the problem for me why I have so much is that when I started all those projects, I wasn't designing.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't designing again. And then, did you too?
Yep.
Okay.
And that's another thing you're designing. Now I picked up projects of yours.
Right.
Because I would rather do Talia's patterns if I can. So, I mean, she has the toys. Mm-hmm. She has the blankets. I don't do her color work and stuff. So, yes, I will always have things that are not Talia's because she doesn't do certain things. Mm-hmm. But if I'm going to do things that she does, I'll do them. And I do my own blankets for the most part.
Right.
So,
well, and then that's the other thing is that also mom can have a slight influence on how the patterns come out. For example, with the Flynn mitts, where she likes the length to be a certain way up her hand. So I base those mitts off of her personal preferences.
Yeah. I have a little bit of an influence, and so does Davina.
Yeah.
Because Davina have an influence on the hats sometimes. Now,
well, that's why the Davina hat. Well, this isn't a Davina hat, but that's why Davina hat's so floppy.
Well, I told if I asked Talia to do a hat, I would probably ask her to do one that's more of a beanie because that's the kind I like.
Yeah.
I do like stuff like that, but it has to be so it doesn't hurt my neck is very.
Well, that would be the ones that the Davina hat goes more backwards. Although I guess she could wear it sideways if she chose to.
Wearing it sideways would be fine for me because I don't think it would bother my neck so much. But
it's not resting against your neck. Okay, so my turn. And
then there's Brittany.
Yes, and Brittany has suggested a couple designs that have come in existence.
Brittany, you have been called out onto the carpet.
Yes.
Yes. Because we love Brittany.
So, in my Kikaboo bags, blue Autism Awareness Puzzle Pieces bag, are the Captain America mitts.
And in this yarn, you have to look for the thumb hole.
Well, actually, for those mitts in general, you have to look for the thumb hole.
Which is really kind of nice.
Because it's... the seed stitch makes it smush in on itself. And actually, for my other mitts, you have the same thing. Where the thumb hole hides, which means if you decide you don't want to have it all the way to the thumb, you can wear it as an arm warmer.
Which I really like.
And I have done that on occasion.
It matches my shirt.
With my Boyikasha ones. So, this is her second one. It's got a little work on it.
And you can wear it on either side because it's kind of...
Well, yeah, because it doesn't matter. Yeah. Unlike the...
Ooh, I might leave that there for a little bit. My hand
hurts. Yeah, definitely use it.
See?
It's your mitt anyway.
See, and it's got enough pressure that if you have some very... minor kind of hand pain, it puts a little pressure, like especially right here, and that feels good.
The only thing I ask is maybe when we're done that I get it back. Just not now.
No, I'm gonna give it back in a second. Because it's too hot for me to wear it. I'd like to.
But yeah, the I just need it later to measure. I'll leave it.
That's fine. I'm almost done with it. I just wanted to put it on.
No, I'm not in a rush. I'm not knitting on it right now.
It's just I just want to explain that.
Well, it'll be right here if you decide you want to wear it again.
Now, because I've figured things out, I resumed work on Talia's shawl. This is the Taste of Autumn Shawl project from the Scrap Shawl project by Anastasia Sattel. And I did about maybe a row and a half on this, and I got interrupted. So,
Well, I know you were trying to work on it during the live stream,
Yeah.
but
I did.
I wasn't sure how much you had to take it back.
I didn't have to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe it was just because Patty was saying she had to take hers back.
Yeah, Patty. That made me giggle. It's not funny, but it made me giggle.
Patty, she's laughing at your expense.
Because I've done that so many times. Let's see here. So it's getting really big.
Oh, that's nice. See?
So it's not too far from being done. I have to weave in the ends. Boy, it's really nice size.
Well, I like a nice size one.
So this is all Miss Bab's yarn except for this
Hold on.
gold, which is...
I think you got tangled in my yarn.
Yeah, on your watch and everything, yeah. This is Malabrigo in the sunset colorway. This gold here. But everything else is Miss Bab's. Yowza. So it's a DK weight. It's really pretty. I do love this shawl. It's such a nice pattern. And I will probably be hacking a little bit to quote the Cozy Up Knit ladies. The edging, I may just do something a little different from what I did on crystals and on my other one. We'll see what happens. It's outgrowing my bag. I get my thing that Christina gave me. Oh wait, I think that's in the other one.
That's in your blanket one,
This is
isn't
my
it?
blanket one, yeah. I just hook it like that, it'll be fine. Okay.
At least you remember to put the hook back.
Yeah. And the pattern's not there anyway. There. So that's that.
Oops. Is that one or two?
That's one.
Okay, so you need a second.
And the bag is Silver Shed USA. That's Anne's bag. It's one of our first custom bags. It's a classic bag. Has our logo and everything on it.
Yes. There's only certain members who have that because it was from a bygone era.
And it either there was a blue, that mine there was a red backing, and there was a gray one. That Brittany has a gray one. My mom has a gray one. I think Laura has all of them. Okay. This is my Silver Shed USA Fun in the Woman Cave bag. This is another custom. And actually, this is not Fun in the Woman Cave. This is our 5-year anniversary one. And
Yes.
this is another one that Anne did for us, custom. And the inside is
And it's Fun the
my
Chameleon.
the Fun Chameleon, and my Fun in the Woman Cave colorway is what she put on the inside. She took a picture of the yarn and put it as fabric. It's not actual crocheted in here.
Yeah.
So this is my at the bottom of
It's
the
not
hill.
crocheted anyway, it's a knit. Oh, no, she did. Okay, she actually took a picture of the crocheted.
Yeah, it's crocheted.
Okay, I assumed it was a knit one for some reason. No, she actually took a picture of crochet.
So this is
She might have zoomed in on the chameleon.
she might have, yeah. So this is my at the bottom of the hill cowl, scarf cowl, whatever I decide to make this. And this is James C. Bread as well. This is the neutral I was telling you about. And you can see that it's really pretty. It just kind of...
It gets nice variation.
Nice variation.
It doesn't tend to be flat yarn.
Very restful kind of yarn. They have a really pretty gray that I like.
I don't
and
think
a
I've
blue.
ever worked with their gray.
I
I like their blues.
thought I had their gray. I like their blue. I thought I had something in their gray.
I
But,
feel like I had their red at one point, but I must have
I
used
don't
it
know.
all up.
but anyway,
Oh, I used their red all up probably for my big red bunny on my bed.
so I only have this much left of a full skein. So I'm going to keep going until it gets to the point where I can bind off and then, seam it together probably. And I might keep this. We'll see. Or maybe my husband doesn't wear cowls. He kind of looks at me and says, I don't wear cowls.
Yeah, no, I don't think he would.
So, yeah, this is kind of fun. And then when I get done with this, I'll see about altering the pattern a little bit and making a pattern to put up for sale or whatever. We'll see. That'll be a little while in coming.
Right.
It's your turn.
Okay, let me mark my row. Okay, so in my Shenandoah Valley Fiber Festival bag is a design in progress.
Yay! Bag!
Baby blanket bag.
All right, in my Kikiboo Owls Holiday Owls bag is the Rusty Preemie Hat project. There's no name or there's no designer or anything like that pattern. It's just me doing a very basic hat. And I made a little progress on this, not a whole lot, because I haven't been wanting to do loom.
You haven't been wanting to?
Nope. I might be forced to do it for a little while, but I just haven't been wanting to. So And I have some bulky weight yarn that I had picked up for baby sweaters that I don't think I'm maybe using for that, so I may start using those for hats on the loom. So that's that. And this is Brava worsted, I think. Yeah, Brava worsted. And this should have been done like 10 times over, but it's not.
Well, if you don't work on it, it's not going to get done.
Yeah,
shockingly.
I didn't feel like it. How many do you have left?
I have 1, 2.
2. 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. I thought I had another one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, here's the other one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 4, 5. And I showed this one already. Yeah, so you go ahead.
Wait, did you have 8? Did you count 8?
It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Okay. Okay.
I didn't think I'd done 6, but I guess I had.
Because time flies?
Because I showed this one because this is the Herbal.
Right.
And then I showed all those down there.
Yeah. Okay.
So
It's just been faster than we
Yeah.
thought. So, in my Brittany Silver Shed USA ornament bag is a design in progress. And only ornaments live in this.
that
So.
was too fast. All right. My next one is
Well, I mean, when it's design in progress, it's going to go fast.
my large Plover Bird teacups bag is my Walk in the Woods stole project from the Herbal pattern by Sarah Sweethearts. And the yarn is Spinway Farms yarn Giant Skein, which is approximately 840 yards. The colorway I think is called Bryce Wonders. So
You worked on that quite a bit this week, haven't you?
not as much as I did last week because my hands were bothering me.
Oh, okay.
But you can see it has made some. It's more elongated now than it was before. Before it was more like a square. And I just love this.
It works out really nice.
Somebody told me, I think it was Lily Hiker Pat, who said that it reminded her of peacocks. So that's kind of it does kind of remind you of peacocks.
Yes, it does.
Isn't that pretty? I like that a lot.
You need that one bright shot of, like, was it blue that they sent us out a bright shot of?
Peacocks, yeah. They have a bright blue and a bright green. But yeah, so that's what I have. I was hoping to make this for a certain person for a gift. We'll see if that actually... This could still be finished on time for Christmas because Herbals usually go fast. It just depends on how my hands are.
Well, you have, like, 2 months. Well, not full 2 months, but you know.
No. Well, I have to send it out or whatever. So,
Close enough, you know?
your turn.
Okay, so this is one, I haven't even finished a row of it today. But I started it with the hopes of getting a little bit of something to show you. So, this is Milo. He's my red and yellow Cyrano. With the light blue blend into his face glasses.
It doesn't blend into
It
his
does
face.
too.
It does not.
It hides.
It's not, in fact.
He's just staring at you guys. Hi. How you doing?
Hi there. He's going to do the smolder.
Hi. How you doing?
The look she gives is like, this is a really off day for me.
But it's almost like he's imitating Joey when he would do that.
Of the Friends?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's a typical, like, even if you don't watch Friends,
Yeah.
you know the, hey,
Yeah.
how you doing?
It was really funny because the look she gives him back is like, what's wrong with you?
Yeah, exactly.
She kind of like, doesn't really know she should hit him now and, ask questions later or what. Let me just finish this stitch here. I probably shouldn't have started, but darn it.
Probably not, because I didn't have a whole lot to show with
But I wanted to.
Milo. And Milo, there we go.
All right, let me just put this here. Let's see here. Smolder. Okay, my last one is in my Knitting's My Bag, Monet, but really Serap bag. And this is my Comfy Cozy Shawl from the Scrap Shawl pattern by Anastasia Sattel. Yes, I'm starting another one. And I had the hardest time with this. For some reason, my brain just didn't want to understand how to start it. I've done 3 of these or 4 of these already, and I couldn't figure out how to get it started. I finally got it. So,
Brain day.
you can see how it's looking here.
Yay. And this one's for her.
Yeah, this is Miss Babs Yowza in the Slate colorway. And this might get a little bit of a hack job when I'm working on it. We'll see. And it might not. We'll just see how it works. I love the shape of this shawl because it just kind of settles around your shoulder and it doesn't go anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So right now, it's just Miss Babs in this color. I have another color in here that's kind of not what I want. I might put that one back and do something else. But yeah, so that's what's in here. There's not a whole lot to say about that I haven't already said about the shawl in the previous shawl. So, okay, that's it.
Yep, so that leads us on. Do you have any FOs?
No.
I do. So, the first one's actually this hat here. I needed the yarn for a different project. So this is the St. Cuthbert hat, Tam, designed by Linda Moss. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to try to turn my head. Can they see?
Yeah.
So.
That's enough turning of your head.
Well, I'm turn my whole body. No, I can't turn my. No. I turn my whole body. So, yeah, they're. My hair's going to be a mess if I take this off. But I'll take it off so you guys can see. Had it settled so nicely. You have on there the. Can they see the ducks? Yeah, there's the ducks.
Are they red?
They're red ducks.
Yeah. Why are they red?
Because I wanted the main part of the hat to be black.
But they're red ducks. They're bloodthirsty ducks.
Well, it was either that or Daffy Ducks.
Daffy Ducks would have been better, I think.
But I wanted it mostly to be black.
Right.
So
pretty.
Yeah, and this was made actually, and it does have pops of white, which is some of Mom's bare necessities. I made it to match my shawl. Is it over here? There it is. Yeah. It doesn't exactly match because it doesn't have gray in it, but right. I thought gray would make it too dark.
Right.
So it was made to match this. Because the problem is I made all these shawls, but I made all these colorwork hats, but my shawls and my colorwork hats didn't play well together. Yeah. So I needed to make some hats.
Since when does that ever stop a true knitter, crocheter, crafter?
Well, I wanted to at least kind of knew how to dress myself.
Why would you fib?
So, and I've been wearing more of these Tams lately because one of the few styles that doesn't seem to be hurting the back of my head right now seems to be a French braid straight down because it loosens up a little bit after you do the initial French braid. So then I'm going for kind of a French look. And then I get to use my Tams, which I haven't been wearing. So it's nice to have that as something to wear.
Very cool. Do you have another finished object?
Not another French one, but I do have another finished one. One does have to wait until... but this one doesn't. In my, yes, Christmas stocking bag.
Yay!
So Should USA Peanuts Christmas. I have finished Grandma's stocking. It's been blocked. All it needs to be done is for it to be wrapped up and sent out. And it'll be sent out with Grandpa's. I did, however, notice after the fact that I made the ribbing like twice the length of Grandpa's for whatever reason. It's fine. She gets a bigger stocking. I also accidentally, the first time, tried to put this I-cord on this side away from the heel, and then I realized that halfway through the I-cord, actually more than halfway, I was almost ready to make it a loop. And I was like, oh, so I had to fix it.
Well, Grandpa got the prototype.
Grandpa did get the prototype, and I do love how they turn out. I actually do prefer the shorter ribbing on it.
Do you? I like the longer ribbing.
So I think it's a matter of personal taste. But they both look... I'm very happy with both of them.
You're a big person who could wear these.
Yeah, and you'd have to have a lot of unfortunate swelling in your limb.
Well, it depends on how big the person is. If they're giants.
Yeah, but if you... I know people that I've had who had heart failure, who their legs did balloon up to the point where they would need...
Well, yeah, but I'm not talking about that. That would be mean.
Yeah.
That would be mean. I'm talking about fantasy people.
Yes. But, yeah, I'm happy with this. Even with Grandma's super long
I like
ribbing.
Grandma's ribbing.
Now, I do tend to look at Grandpa's more because I love red much more than I do green. So I'm immediately attracted to this one. But I do like how hers turned out.
Very pretty.
Yeah, these will be probably wrapped up soonish and sent out. Because I even have the box set up.
Yay.
And then this one is all ready to go.
You need to make sure they know whose is whose.
Oh, it will be mentioned. And because I need to write them a note in there anyway to explain that this was designed especially for them, explain the meaning behind each of the charts, that kind of thing.
Your grandmother will be absolutely over the moon. She loves that kind of stuff.
So,
my mother is the kind of person that gets super excited when I have Lysol sent to the house because they can't find it. So
they have this, like, it's that side of the family, and I include Mom, have this whole, like, weird Lysol thing. Like,
it's not weird.
It is weird.
It works.
Like, you guys are obsessed with it. You gotta Lysol everything. My room is a no Lysol zone.
Unless she's out of the house for an extended amount of time.
For one thing, I do have
She has a reaction.
I have a fairly severe reaction where I will get very lightheaded. And
the only time I Lysol
sometimes I'll have trouble breathing.
The only time I Lysol her room is if she's gone for an extended amount of time and I can Lysol it and have the window open for hours. Then I'll do it.
Because it used to be I just didn't like the smell and it would make me cough a little bit. But now I actually really react very poorly to it.
Kind of the way I react to Clorox, bleach. If I told my husband that if he wants to mix up the solution for, like, say not paper towels, wipes, and you can't find the wipes, that he's going to have to do it because I can't do it. You know, I get all tight. And when Davina cleans with that,
yes,
with it's pine salt, and you're supposed to dilute it. And even when I dilute it, if the windows aren't open and I'm not wearing a mask, I get all tight.
Well, I'm wondering if it's still not being diluted enough. We can still hear Davina coughing when she does it.
Yeah. Well, I think next time what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a gallon jug, and I'm going to dilute it according to the directions.
Exactly.
And then as she goes, I'll just pour it in.
That's probably the best way.
Because it's just so strong. I mean, it bothers everybody, but for me, I have to go outside.
And my room, we've already figured out, is actually pretty isolated from the rest of the house. When I close the door and I put on my air purifier, my fan, nothing comes through there. It's almost like I'm in a box.
Yeah. And we're going to have another Cyrano under her, to put in front of her door if we think something's going to be...
Oh, darn, I need to make another Cyrano.
What a hardship.
How am I ever going to find the yarn to do that?
How will we ever manage that? All right, what's next? I don't have any hippos. So what's next?
We next usually... Do you have any,
No.
graphic novel?
No.
Okay. Well, I do have beads and string. Woof. One of them's not here because it's in the mail. Someone who watched the podcast ordered the same one that I made Davina. So
It's very much her.
Yes. So it's headed out her way. They might have even... No, it's a little too early for them to have already picked it up.
Oh, no, you just sent it out.
Well, I mean, for them to have picked it up from the house.
Oh, right.
Because our mailman usually comes anywhere from 12 to 1-ish. But...
I thought I had another... I don't know where it went.
What are you looking for?
The tea.
It's over here.
Oh, you haven't given it to me yet?
No.
Okay.
Because it's not just yours.
Well, no, sometimes you split it up, so... Okay.
No, I didn't even open it.
Okay.
So I did finish some special orders that people had made for my Way Truth and Life rosary, and I'm going to unwrap. I did one in a brown cord, I did one in a red cord, and I did two in a yellow cord. So I'm going to unwrap one in the yellow cords. And I need to take pictures of these and list it so their respective people can purchase them.
That turned out really nice.
Yes. Oopsie.
There we go.
But yeah, I think that I'm starting to notice more activity in my shop as Christmas is coming a little closer. People are starting to think of Christmas shopping.
Right.
I do have knitted ornaments up in my shop now. Now, the one I posted yesterday is no longer up in my shop because someone bought it, and she bought several of the ornaments while she was at it.
Very cool.
So I do have ornaments in the shop, but not quite as many as I did before. So two of the other ones I got to... I mean, these weren't all made this week. They were finished up. Completely made this week was one of the yellow ones. And the one that's in the mail going to... there was the Davina Rosary. Davina Mental Health Rosary. So, yes. a bunch of the rosaries that I finished, and then I got another special order yesterday to make a rosary by the same person who ordered the ornaments. And she wanted my Behold the Man rosary, which has the face of the scourged Jesus, and then it has the nail and crown of thorns crucifix.
Excuse me.
So I just started that last night. And she wanted royal blue. I think royal blue might be her favorite color, because usually she seems to have made the ones for... Although this one's a gift. Mm-hmm. Maybe she knows a lot of people who like royal blue.
Royal blue is a pretty common favorite color.
Yeah. Because this isn't the first time she's ordered a royal blue rosary for me. But yeah, so that is that. I have waiting after I finish this. Davina really wants a St. Paul chaplet to the point where she's almost like staring at me.
Yeah.
Where's my chaplet? So I need to finish it. It's going to be gold beads, and she said she wants a golden yellow type cord. I found a nice yellow cord for her.
Yeah. And that'll work.
It's very close to the bead color. Mm-hmm. But she's all but staring at me like, where's my chaplet?
She's very Pauline. Davina, because of her disability, I talked to the priest about it, cannot be an official member of the Pauline
because
family.
They're not sure that she
understands the
right, because it's a developmental maturity issue.
Yeah. It's not intelligence. She has the intelligence.
Oh, she's definitely intelligent.
It's the maturity. So she's unofficial.
Yeah,
and so she's very Pauline.
Definitely very Pauline. And she basically is staring, all but stalking me for her chaplet. Mm-hmm. So I will finish her chaplet as soon as I do that. And I have a couple of other things that I need to make for her, but she's not getting them all right away. She's getting the chaplet right away because she's like anxious for it. But everything else has to wait for Christmas and stuff.
Yeah. Well, if you want her to buy it,
I'm not going to make her buy it.
Well, the thing is that she does have to spend some of her money.
Oh, okay.
We'll see if she keeps asking you for things. Okay.
Yeah.
Then we'll have her buy.
Because I have the sacrifice beads that are waiting for her, but that was going to be part of a Christmas present,
gift, yeah.
As was her rosary. Mm-hmm. So she has several things to open up, plus the kitty.
Mm-hmm. She'll love that. She likes to open things up.
She does,
and she likes to give things.
Oh, she really loves.
She's
to give
really
things.
Ecstatic this year because she hasn't been able to spend like she usually does. That's like when we go out to eat or whatever. We might go to the bookstore or something or Hobby Lobby, and she'll buy this or that. She probably doesn't need to, but she likes it's part of the experience for her.
She likes buying.
She likes buying things, and so
it doesn't even have to be for herself. She just likes buying.
We keep a cap on it, of course, but she likes to do that. But she hasn't been able to do that this year, so she's got a little bit of a surplus. So she's excited because she can get a little more for Christmas for people,
which is a big deal for her. She loves getting people.
She loves giving people things. Absolutely loves it. She's a very generous individual, so it's just
And she always wants her presents to be the last.
We say no. Sometimes people want their presents to be last.
It used to be. She actually used to try to hide them.
Uh-huh.
So people would, oh no, guess what? Mine happens to be last.
Uh-huh. Her little wheels turning. Big wheels keep on turning.
But yeah, so that's what's for beads and string. I have a bunch of rosaries I have just waiting to go because I got new materials in. I had a little scare where I thought my supplier no longer existed, but they were just updating their shop, and now their site is a lot easier to navigate. I mean, I have multiple suppliers, but one of my big suppliers, I got scared that I lost them. Right. So, but nope. Now I can actually find things in their shop a lot easier.
Excellent.
Okay, so that leads us on to shop news.
All right, then. Is shop news before royalties, right?
Yes, it is.
Okay, let me just finish this stitch. Do you have any shop news other than what you said?
I do. Actually, we do royalties first, don't we?
I don't know.
I think we do royalties first.
I don't pay attention.
We do royalties first. Oh, I don't think I showed you guys this because it got caught up in my yarn and fell out. This is the next Sereno that's going on. I can't remember if I showed patrons or you guys. Might have been patrons. This is going to be the next Sereno. So I usually end up having about 2 per window.
And that's Countess Ablaze.
And this is Countess Ablaze. I had no idea what I was going to use for this yarn. And actually, if I find that it ends up being wide enough, because this is a bit of a bigger one. This
looks
one
like
might,
an Aran weight.
It is an Aran weight. Mm-hmm. So if it ends up being big enough, this one might be the one for the door.
Right.
And I might do a different one to accompany one of the other ones for the window. Because I don't want them quite as wide for that. And then this one also has the ability to be a little bit longer for the door.
You have more than one of those?
Yes.
Okay.
I have 2 of them.
Yeah. Because there's less of a yardage in that one.
There is. There's, ouch, 165 meters, whatever that is.
It's probably about 180 yards.
So there's 2 of these. And that'll be enough to make it for the door. And I won't go, I'm going to keep it the hook size that the pattern calls for. But I think with the size of the yarn.
It'll be very tight. Won't it be?
Well, I'm using this. This is a worsted pattern.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. If you use the same size needle hook, it'll be.
It might be tight.
A little bit, not a lot, but it would be fine for me because I'm such a. To quote Crystal, I'm a crazy loose crocheter.
If it bugs me, I'll go up. But honestly, I prefer tight than not.
I do too. Yeah. If for crocheting toys, if I can manage to grasp the yarn with the hook, I will go as small as I can go for the hook with the yarn.
Because usually my hook is the E hook, my hook of choice.
I usually use a D or an E, depending on what yarn I'm using. So.
But when I'm hurting or whatever, I don't want to. That's why my other Cyrano hasn't been getting the attention she deserves. Her stitches are super small, and if I'm tired, I can't see them.
Right.
Or I can't focus on them.
Right.
So whereas this guy, I can actually see what I'm doing. Okay, so yeah, actually stash enhancements. So
no, I still have shop. Oh yes, stash enhancements. Okay, go ahead. You got interrupted with the Cyrano. That's why I was wondering why we did stash enhancements.
Yeah, and I do request because mine's a brand new thing. I'd like to save mine for shop. I know they don't design that often.
Okay.
You share with your real shop.
That's fine. We'll figure it out. I'm not worried. I can't think of what you're saying, but that's fair.
Okay, so each of us have something in this purple package from Plum Deluxe. Oh, it smells so good.
Because we love Andy. Andy's awesome.
I'm trying to remember how many maples you ordered.
2, I think.
Okay, so here's my decaf reading tea. Blood orange. Did you order blood orange?
I don't remember. How many
there's 2 blood oranges here. There's
I might have.
2 maple chives. Wait, there's more blood orange.
Yeah, if there's more than I probably ordered at least 1 or.
You might have ordered 3. You might have been like, I need this.
But I've ordered all 3 of them?
I don't know. I can't remember.
I love blood orange.
There's my decaf, because I ordered 3 decaf reading nook tea, and you did order more maple chai. I think you told me you wanted just 1 more.
Did you order one of these? Maple chai, or did I?
You ordered it.
I ordered both of them? And did you order 1 blood orange?
Maybe. I might have done that.
Because I don't usually order 3 of anything unless it's going out.
Okay, then I might have done that.
Okay, so I've got blood orange reflection tea. Because we order and then we forget what we order because...
We need to write stuff down.
But that's sensible.
So
I've got my maple chai, which is really good. And I've got blood orange, which is actually an infusion and it's wonderful. They call it a tea, but it doesn't have any tea in it.
No.
Hibiscus, rose hips, orange peels, orange acid, love, gratitude.
I almost had this today.
Yeah, I did too. I looked at it, I said, well, no, I don't want to really have this right now. I didn't quite feel like it, but I love it.
Yeah. And I got some decaf reading nook.
And that's really good too.
Yeah.
I have to get one of those, and I have to get lime and the coconut if I don't have any. Maple chai.
I can't believe I let myself get down so low on lime and the coconut where I ran out.
Yes. So that's that.
Yes, it is. So that. Oh, do you have any? You do have other.
I do have.
You have a big deal one.
Yeah. I bought some Miss Yabs. I bought Miss Babs yarn because I told you last week that they got in Slate, which is really hard to get, almost as hard to get as Talia's.
I don't think you told them last week. I think you mentioned on Patreon.
Okay. Well, I thought I mentioned also the other, but in any event, they sent it to me, the Slate, because it came in, and it was. I think they had 4 of them, and I ordered 2. This is the Slate, just like what I had in my shawl. So I have 2 of these.
I actually finished my tea this time. I have a bad habit of forgetting to finish my tea, and I end up when I go to wash my thing, it has a little bit of tea on the bottom because I forget to finish it.
I want tissue paper like this.
I'm sure she has to go to a special printer.
I'm sure she does. So this is my Slate colorway.
Did you kiss your yarn?
No, I smelled it.
Oh.
It smells good. So this is the Slate. And then they had a new color to me that I hadn't seen before. I said, I'm going to pick up 2 of those as well. This is Blue Slate.
Now, this one is new to me.
Isn't
Isn't that pretty?
This is called, I think it's called Blue Slate.
It's just slightly off.
Yep, just slightly. And I want to, this is what I was saying, I might be doing some hacking with my shawl. This might be put in that shawl, like this.
Very nice.
Isn't that pretty? And that's right up my alley. So I got 2 of those. I don't buy a lot from Miss Babs, not because she's not worth it, but because I can't always afford her.
Right.
She's getting up there in price.
But this was something that Mom wanted to, like, she didn't go to the Fiber Festival.
I didn't go to the Fiber Festival, and my husband said, I said, look, I want to go and get some yarn. I haven't bought any specialty yarn in a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
So this is what I got. 2 of the Blue Slate and 2 of the regular Slate of Miss Babs. And I think I will probably cake up at least one of these Blue Slates because I think I want to use it in the shawl I'm making, the scrap shawl. Because I think it'll be really pretty and really classy and comforting.
Right.
You know, just kind of a really nice, comfortable shawl. We recommend that you alternate skeins the same color and the same project.
Alternating skeins.
Well, for the way I'm using it, I won't really need to do that.
I never alternate skeins. I regretted it the one time I did.
And as big as Miss Babs are, I still got a little personal note on the top there in purple ink. Thanks, Marlecia and Joy, which I think it's the little things, you know, I mean...
I always feel bad if I forget to put the
Yeah.
note on when I'm tired. I feel like I might have done that to one of my orders.
Now this is a fingering sock weight. I think it's called Sonatina fingering weight, and it's a wild iris colorway. So maybe Talia can use it in her fingering weight.
Okay, yeah. I might be able to slide it into a bookmark somehow.
Yeah, I don't generally use
That might be nice as a secondary color.
something that small. But I will never be able to say anything bad about Miss Babs, except that I wish they weren't a little... It's not that they're truly expensive in terms of they're not worth it. It's just I can't afford it, and I wish they weren't so expensive. But they are well worth it.
And I tend not to go for their wild colors.
Yeah.
Now I tend to actually prefer their full one color ones.
Well, if you look at this color here, you can see that it's got variations in it.
But it's all
the same color. These are
it's
slate
got depth
colors.
is what it is.
This is what I would call a federal blue. She's calling it a blue slate. And with this gray slate, it's just gorgeous. Very subdued.
It'll be your Civil War shawl. That's what it makes me think of.
No. No, you don't want to.
But the colors are right.
It's not the Civil War shawl. It's my comfy, cozy shawl.
Oh, okay.
There.
I'm not sure if Comfy Bunny feels completely comfortable with you using his name like that.
Well, I had the name on that before your bunny.
How could you have the name on that before we did the bunny? I made the shawl, the bunny before.
I call it comfy, cozy shawl. I've had it, yeah.
But the shawl didn't exist.
Well, too bad.
The bunny existed first.
Too bad. He loses.
The bunny's almost done.
I am not asking a bunny for permission to name a shawl.
I should pull his head out so he can give you sad bunny eyes.
I don't care. All right, your turn, sweetheart.
Okay.
That's enhancements, right?
Yes, that leads us on to shop news.
And I'm just checking this to make sure this is not something important. Somebody messaged me about something or other. Oh, okay. Okay. So, shop news still,
Yes.
right? Do you have anything?
I need to go last.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Shop news. Okay. And I'll tell you why I have to do this when we get into personal stuff. But these will be available, but they have to be rewashed. Not because they're bleeding or anything. They're perfectly dry. This is What a Maroon on my Sparkle fingering sock. I have 2 of these. And you can see it's got some nice variation. You can't see the sparkle very well, but it's definitely there. Sparkle doesn't really show up well on the camera.
Finish it up a little bit there.
But I have 2 of these. They will be going up the shop as soon as I can rewash them and dry them and then take pictures. So this is kind of one of my semi-holiday colors. You know, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, that kind of stuff. But
Makes you think of cranberry sauce.
yeah, but it's called What a Maroon, so it is available. If people wanted it all year round, I can do it all year round.
I mean, I don't think you're going to argue with anybody even if they want a Christmas color.
No. I mean, it's not strictly speaking a Christmas color. It just makes
I mean, even if they
holidays.
wanted a Christmas color all year round,
Right.
I don't think you'd be like, no, it's not Christmas.
These will be going up as soon as I can rewash them and rescan them and take pictures. I was very happy. I had the four Advent kits that I had sold. Everything's dyed up. I've got almost everything rescanned. All the incidentals have come in, so I'm hoping to package them and get them off no later than the 15th of November. So it's to you guys by Advent. And then during live stream, somebody took my last available fingering sock kit, so I'm going to dye that up. She does know that one might be a little bit later, so because with all that's going on, but I'm giving it to her. I'm really excited about that.
You're not giving it to her; she paid for it, but yeah,
getting it to her.
Oh, I was giving it to her.
So I really appreciate that order as well. Thank you very much. I am going to be starting with holiday type colors, and there's still some fall colors in the shop because it's still fall. And
Yarn for the Davina stocking.
Yeah, she keeps pestering me about that. I have an order to deal with first.
I know. Orders come first.
Orders come first. And then, although when I do that one, I will also probably do some Blue Christmas.
Well, yeah, because the one good thing about that is it does make it easy for you to do Blue Christmas.
Mm-hmm. So that'll be going up. If you want any particular colors that you've seen at this time of year before, let me know. I'll see if that could be an option.
I think I made Blue Christmas hat for Davina. Or
No, you made Rhapsody in Blue.
Rhapsody in Blue was mine.
Then you made Frozen.
Okay, I thought I made something with Blue Christmas.
Well, the stocking has all the colors of Blue Christmas.
But I thought I actually used the colorway to make a hat.
Maybe you did. I don't remember.
I thought that was the sparkle one I gave Davina.
You'd have to look in your notes. You might be right. Okay, so that's that. I have almost every base in my shop right now. I don't have a lot of the half skeins. In fact, I don't have any fingering weight half skeins at the moment, and I'm waiting for my supplier to get them. They have had a lot of trouble with the mail service, I think it is, that they've had. They're gonna consider switching carriers. So I'm waiting for shipments to see what's coming in from them. But my other supplier has been pretty good. So I do have a fair amount to choose from. If you want bulky weight things, you need to contact me sooner rather than later because I don't have any of that in the shop. Mm-hmm. But if you want it for bulky weight hats and everything, just let me know. All right. That takes care of shop, I think, for me.
Okay, well, that leaves me on to shop. So, at the end of the month, the Melissa Baby Blanket will be leaving testing and entering the shop, but we still have a whole month for that. But the big thing is that I actually started and finished a design this week.
Yay!
So it will be going up for testing soonish. So,
This is pretty.
I had an ornament going and then I didn't like it. So I ripped it out completely, wrote a new pattern for it, started it, didn't like it, but I liked this idea. So I ripped it back and rewrote it. So in less than a week, even with all that, I got this finished. So this is the Advent Wreath ornament. I think it'd be pretty in purple or in
Not in
pink.
pink. Pretty in pink.
So each side, for lack of a better terms, has a different candle on it. So you could hang it and maybe change which candle you're looking at each week. And, have the one that's different than all the others for Laudate Sunday, which is the third week of Advent. You could have that just facing you during that if you really wanted to. So you could be all like liturgical and stuff if you really wanted to. But yeah, I finished this quickly because I had another ornament design come in my mind that I wrote up on Sunday that I realized I had to finish this pattern if I wanted to work on that one. So I knit this one up really quickly.
She owes me one. She knows what it is.
Yes. So, excuse me. I think that you decided that you wanted this ornament. Is that
All the
correct?
ornaments.
Or did you want it in purple or pink?
The green's pretty.
Green's pretty? Okay. So, whoopsie. After I take pictures, this will probably go to Mom. I have to put a limit on Mom, though, because otherwise she will take all my ornaments.
Well, she asked.
This time I asked, but, like, I had to make a rule that she doesn't get all the blue and white ornaments.
But I want all the blue and white ones.
If I make something blue and white, she immediately wants it.
I want it for an all blue and white tree with silver. With silver boots.
So I had to put, like, limits on her.
Provisos. Guidelines.
But yeah, so that pattern's done. We will be having a Christmas ornament going up for testing soonish.
Awesome.
So
Okay, so
there's that. I just have to give the patrons a chance to... Patrons get a little bit of a ahead of you guys to get in. Just because that's a...
perk.
A perk.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, after they've had a chance to see that, it's not going to be terribly long. I only usually give about a couple days or so.
Right.
Then it's a open for everybody.
Right. I think Linnea will probably want to do that.
Well, I know she said she had a lot of Christmas knitting.
Well, the
to
thing
do.
is, she could do that for Christmas if she wanted to.
She could.
You never can tell. She's a dynamo when she wants to be. Of course, she went back to work, so it cuts down on her time.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay.
She wanted to know if the doll baby bed, it was originally a cat bed, if the doll baby bed that Peyton wants to use it for, I think it's Peyton wants to use it for a doll baby bed, that could be a toy. I think if it's used for a toy, it's a toy.
Yeah, I get... Yeah, so yeah.
Because it's a bed.
Yeah, you're right.
You know, the doll baby bed. So that's fine as long as it's being used for the doll and not the cat.
Right.
Okay. So...
Okay, so that's shop news. Anything else? Oh, that leads us on to thank yous and personal, doesn't it?
Yeah, if you're... Okay. Before we go into personal, we want to let you guys know... I mean, I don't think we have a whole lot of health-related stuff necessarily, but if you don't want to listen to the personal stuff, we'll say goodbye to you now, and hope to see you back here next week for the Fun in the Woman Cave, and we'll give you a few, chances, a few seconds to leave before we start into the personal. But before you do go, we want to thank all the people who commented on YouTube or at our PHN home. If I don't mention you, it's because I didn't see you. Okay, we appreciate everybody who comments. We always like to hear from you. Mm-hmm. So we want to thank, and I don't do last names for the most part because I don't really want people, even though it's on YouTube, they may not want their name bandied about. So we want to thank Brittany, Looney Hiker, Steph, Wendy MacGyver, and that's not her real name, which is why I call her that. She knows who she is. Wombat of Doom 53, Stephanie, and Susan. Want to thank you very, very much for your comments. We really appreciate it, and we always do like hearing what you have to say. You're always very kind and very sweet. Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, we're going to give the people who don't want to hear personal stuff. Oh, we forgot to talk about what we're reading before they leave.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, before we do that, I did work on the shared story a little bit. It was very difficult to find time that wasn't taken up with noise and people doing stuff. My husband's home one week and then go work one week because of COVID, so he's on and off. And when he's home, it's a little bit more activity in the house. So it's a little harder for me to concentrate. But I did get some shared story done, and I haven't really done any reading. I've been reading the shared stories, stay up with that. Pray Like Mary and St. Paul for Every Day of the Year, and a Mother Teresa book that is like a little bit of time. I started listening, and this is whose fault was it? We read.
Oh, it was Ticker Girl.
Ticker Girl's fault. She was listening to Interior Castles,
and she claimed that was our fault.
Yes, well, I'm claiming it's her fault. The thing is, I was frustrated because I'm on YouTube, and if I switch devices, it doesn't sync. So I don't know where I'm at. So I may just have to get the book and read it. I have the book. But I always get frustrated because I always feel like I'm...
Well, you might have to get an audiobook. Because Audible will let you purchase audiobooks without being in the membership. That's what I do.
Yeah, maybe I'll do that.
Because then you just pick them up when you want to. You can listen to it on your phone. You can listen to it on your computer. And it always syncs correctly. Ooh, and what's nice is that you also can say, well, I want this to stop in 10 minutes. Or I want this to stop at the end of the chapter. It's a sleep timer.
Well, that's cool.
Because I have used that, usually I'll say, at the end of the chapter or something like that.
Right.
But, yeah, I've totally used that. So you don't actually, especially if you're feeling tired and you don't want it to run through the whole book and not know where you were, you can set a limit.
So, do you have anything in that vein?
I didn't get to read as much as I would have liked, simply because I didn't feel well this week.
But we're going to get that in a little bit.
Yeah, more to the point, though, when I was able to read a bit, I started listening a little bit to... I chose to do Teresa of Avila's autobiography because in the course of one day, she, like, stalked me hardcore. And we joke about saint stalking, where, like, we won't think about them that much, and then all of a sudden they're, like, everywhere. Mm-hmm. And it happened once with Julia Norwich, where it's like, over the course of a week or couple of weeks, she'd pop up randomly in places when I'd previously never heard of her before. And they'd be, like, in different, like, random places that were unconnected. But Teresa of Avila is not a quiet person. If you read about her biography, was one of those, like, very high-spirited, maybe a bit temperamental type people. One quote they have from her is that she would get so angry sometimes that she'd want to eat people. And I'm wondering if the translation was weird, and if maybe it was like she wanted to bite people's head off. Yeah. Or if it's an idiom that doesn't cross over really well to English. Yeah. Because she's Spanish. But, so she doesn't do things quietly. So when she stalks, I would get like, oh, well, here's Tigger Girl mentioning her. Okay, cool. Oh, and I'd also been looking her up because I wanted to see who the patron saint of migraines was, because I wanted to make a rosary for that. And she was the patron saint for migraines. I was like, oh, okay, cool. I've always liked her. After I did that, that's when Tigger Girl mentioned independently Teresa of Avila. I'm like, okay, yeah, that's cool. Didn't even register. Then I had written something for Capilify about... It was just something I wrote a small little social media article that they posted, and one of the hashtags they used was Saint Teresa of Avila. I'm just like, that's weird because I totally didn't mention her in the article. And then a quote of Saint Teresa of Avila popped up on my Instagram. I'm like, okay, I will read your darn autobiography. Stop stalking me. So I started listening to that, and I got the version where it's an audiobook that links to the Kindle book, so if I read a little bit in the Kindle book, then the audiobook will catch up, and vice versa. But other than that, it's mostly been great courses where I can listen and not really put a lot of brain power into it. I had to struggle through the last part of the learning brain because I just wasn't feeling well. It was hard for me to focus. Once I finished that, I'm like, okay, I need stuff that doesn't require me to actually think. So I sped through the lecture series on the Beatles and the 60s England. So that I went through that really quickly because no brain power required for that at all. And as a result, I now have Beatles songs stuck in my head. And I just recently started and finished the Great Courses Plus class on Unsung Heroes of World War II. And I felt like crying at the end of just about every one. Not because it was always sad, but because sometimes it was super touching. So that's for me.
Okay, so moving on to personal. If we already said goodbye to everybody, if they're still here who wanted to leave, we'll see you next week, we hope, and we're glad that you came.
Yes.
God bless and have a great week.
God bless.
And stay safe.
Yes, please do.
All right, now, personal stuff. The reason that I have to rescan this.
And why I need another Cyrano to block the bottom of the door.
Right. I can't smell anything on here, but I was sitting here doing something at the computer that I had to be doing, and Davina came in, and I had my blue light on, so she knows she's not supposed to bother me unless her head's on fire or something. And so she came in and said, Mom, the way she worded it, I don't remember exactly how she worded it, was like, I thought maybe there's like haze or something was on the floor. I couldn't quite grasp what she was saying.
You might have been kind of in your meditation.
Yeah, whatever I was doing. And so I said, well, Davina, is there a fire? She said, no. I said, okay, then come back later. Go do what you're doing. I'm doing something. And she kept talking about it. I said, Davina, just, if there's nothing dangerous, just... And finally I said, you know what? I think I smell a little something. Maybe I better check it out. And I went in to the kitchen, and the kitchen was filled with smoke. I mean, just filled with smoke. I couldn't breathe in there. And so I traced it under the sink, went downstairs and traced it downstairs, and then I said, okay, I don't know where this thing is coming from. It doesn't feel hot. There's no flames. So I got my husband out of his art room, and he went looking around. And we couldn't find anything. And I noticed outside there were workmen.
But before that, you had poked in your head with me because you didn't know at that point where it was coming from when you poked in your head at me. So yeah, it was my room with my filter, my fan going, and my door closed. I had no idea there was smoke in the rest of the house.
Right, and there's no smoke back here either. But
it seemed to center
on the kitchen and the downstairs and the living room area. It was starting to get to that point. But so I went. I'm like, well,
and it was so bad that if I left my room, which was near the hub of the smoke, I was coughing and couldn't catch it.
Even the mask was hard for me.
Even with the mask, yeah.
I went outside to the workmen because my husband was like, well, what would they have to do? I said, I'm going to go check if they're doing something. And I went and checked. They said, oh yeah. They said, we're smoking out the sewer systems to check for leakages. I'm like, well, okay. So well, our house is full of smoke. And they told us what to do and everything. Apparently, they had sent notices. Our notice somehow didn't stay on the door; it got blown away or whatever.
We had a lot of wind recently.
Yeah. So we were. I was looking outside, and you could see houses across the street, houses next door, smoke coming out through the eaves, and things like that. And our neighbor didn't know either. His sister knew, but didn't tell him.
Why didn't you pass that knowledge on to him?
He actually called 911.
Which is a logical reaction.
He said that he saw me go out and realized it must not have been anything serious because I just came back in. And Mike, my husband, went in and talked to the guy, figured out what to do. It didn't help when they redid it again. We were filled with smoke. I actually had to go outside. I couldn't stay in here with the mask. Mike had the fan going and the window open. He wanted to make sure he stayed in case it bothered Talia too much. But I couldn't. So I went out and Davina went out until it kind of... But it wasn't until... that was about...
Because I had to make a choice in my head. I don't react well to the outdoors either. So I was like, okay, smoke is not invading my room right now. Outdoors does definitely bother me. I'm staying in my safe zone.
And we had it started about 45 minutes before Talia's PT.
Right.
So, we went to Talia's physical therapy. It was still kind of thick in here and stuff like that, and down the basement and everything. And when we came back, it was clear enough for us to be able to eat and everything. But because this was hanging downstairs to dry, I think, I don't smell any smoke, but I don't want to send it with the potential that there might be smoke that somebody smells on it. So I'm gonna re-soak it, and then I'll put this up in the shop. I didn't want you guys to be subject to that if you could smell it, even if I couldn't.
Right.
But it was kind of an adventure. I mean, I called our neighbor to let him know because he's wheelchair bound, and
the other neighbor.
Actually, he's bed down.
Yeah.
Our other neighbor, not the one over here. To let them know that what it was, and. Yeah, it was kind of an adventure, a little bit freaky because we didn't know where it was coming from.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that was our big thing for the week because honestly, it was probably the most exciting thing all week because I know I was down and out with either fatigue or migraine or something for most of the beginning of the week.
Right.
Actually, it was basically until right before. Actually, I had a migraine that morning. So, because that was the second day I had to take my migraine medicine in a row. I actually had to take it twice this week. So yeah, it was up until Thursday that I pretty much had consistent migraine symptoms. And I still had some on Friday as well. So it's been a migraine-y week.
Yeah, I don't understand why this week was so difficult. The weather hasn't been bad. It's been windy. It was windy last week a little bit, but I don't know.
There really wasn't anything to point to other than my body being stupid.
Well, we've all had some difficulties with the body here this week. It's just, I don't know, something going on that we don't know about.
Yeah.
Because, yes, we're barometers. We had a nice live stream on Friday.
Yes, we did.
We had 4 or 5 people involved, so that was fun. Only 3 of them, I think, actually spoke, but...
Well, that's because they had trouble getting from Patreon to YouTube.
Right.
That link will be on there in the future.
Yeah. But it was a lot of fun. We had a very nice conversation with that. It was kind of a nice, upbeat thing. I'm having a hard time with social media right now, so it was nice to just be able to talk to people and be, just relax. You may see me disappear almost from social media, and I think I mentioned this before.
I mean, PHN's not a problem.
PHN's not a problem. We're a safe zone. We wanted it to be a safe zone. But I've kind of had it.
Well, and you internalize the stress a lot. And it really affects you.
So I just, you know, I'm kind of done with a lot of the social media. So don't worry if you don't see a lot of me. I'll be available for PHN. I'll be available for my Catholic stuff and my writers group, but I probably won't be on much of anything else. I just don't. I have my safe podcasts that I like to watch.
Oh, well, you'll probably get more stuff done anyway.
Yeah, I have my safe podcasts, and they're special to me, and I won't. They will be staying, but for the most part, I won't be picking up a lot of new stuff. I won't be overly active on a lot of stuff except for my apostolate and my, writing and this.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's not fun anymore for me.
Right.
And it's affecting my well-being.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. Just don't worry if you kind of see me disappear a little bit.
There apparently was actually one of the things I watched as well from Great Courses Plus, and I forgot to mention, was psychological studies and ethics. Several bad, poor ethical psychological studies. And one of them was one that Facebook had run with some scientists to see if they removed good posts, if they decreased the good posts from some people's feeds and decreased the bad post, like the negative posts from other people's feeds, if that would increase or decrease people's negative or positive posts.
They did that without
apparently there's a little something when you sign in up for Facebook that says that they gather data.
Yeah.
And they considered that as informed consent. But there was a big uproar about it at the time. Yeah. This was several years back, apparently. And actually the study ended up being not very conclusive.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so that was a thing. I do think it's kind of logical to say, yeah, of course it's going to affect people's moods.
Well, yeah, it will. I mean, if all you're fed is negativity, even the most buoyant of personalities, if you're only fed a steady diet of negativity, is going to get somewhat affected.
Well, I noticed this when I would work in a negative workplace,
mm-hmm.
where people, and this unfortunately did happen in nursing a lot, where people would start getting very negative about the workplace because, long work hours and didn't feel like the management was listening to them, a whole bunch of other things. And eventually what you find yourself doing is, even if you don't want to, you find yourself getting more negative,
mm-hmm.
Just because of the exposure.
And that's one of the reasons, that's one of the factors that's I'm taking into account with this decision is I'm very, very basically an optimistic, upbeat
mm-hmm.
kind of person.
And you haven't been.
And I haven't been. So
to the point where I almost want to get a pillow and bop you.
That's not fair. Why would you do that?
Bop the negativity out of you?
It's not my fault.
Give you a happy turtle.
Mm-hmm.
Here's Felicia. You haven't played Felicia yet. You need to play Felicia.
Felicia's my happy turtle.
I prescribe 10 minutes every 2 hours for you to play Felicia.
Felicia makes me... I might damage her arms if I play with her.
That's true.
She's my happy
You're very
turtle.
rough on her.
She's my happy turtle.
Mm-hmm.
Because I have one of my own over there.
But it's something I think about the one that...
It's the colors.
Yeah.
It's the colors and stuff.
Although you used to do it with the original one, too.
I used to do it with mine, too.
Yours is bigger.
Yeah, it is. But...
And I think you're right. The colors do help a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And if you damage Felicia, I can always find a way either to fix her, or if you damage her too badly, I can make you another Felicia.
Yeah, I can just dye it more color for you.
Yeah.
But, because this is my colorway.
Yeah, it is.
All of it. So, yeah.
So, yes,
and
that is my prescription for you. You have to play Felicia a couple times a day.
Yeah.
There we go.
That's good. And I don't, I know that you guys get this, so I'm not going to belabor it. I know that I got a nice message from, I think, Brittany, last time I kind of touched on this.
Several people.
It was very nice. I don't get depression. I don't want people to think that. I don't get depression.
No, it's just that your mood is very influenced by, things that you see online. It always has been.
I'm not the kind of person to put their head in the sand either,
mm-hmm.
but it's just this steady diet of negativity that it's like having a steady diet of sugar. You're going to get a stomach ache. And, at least sugar tastes good when you have it, but,
Well, there's such a thing as moderation.
Mm-hmm.
Online, it can be very hard to have moderation because you're smacked it all in. So,
right.
a healthy thing is to distance yourself from something that seems to be poisoning you.
So, but and if you do contact me, I'll be available.
Oh yeah, she's just not going to be like browsing Instagram and Facebook and things like that. She's going to, answer messages and be on PHN and things like that.
Yeah.
Doing crafting.
Crafting.
Writing.
Housekeeping. Dye yarn.
Housekeeping. Housekeeping is like the last thing on that list, right?
And make sure I go to the Adoration Chapel virtually, that kind of stuff, Because,
There's just other things that are happier that can take up that time.
Yeah. Okay,
Yes.
moving on. We know what we're going to be doing for the next alongs, so we're excited about that. We'll tell you more about that as we get closer. There are 2 of them that we are thinking about. As usual for the start of the year. Whether we stay at 2 or not is another thing, but we'll see. So I hope you're as excited about that as we are.
Right. Only one of them is new.
Yes. Only one of them is new. The other one's been, I guess it might be a 3rd or 4th year with this other
Is it 3rd year?
3rd or 4th year.
This I guess last year was the 2nd year with it. Because we haven't done Ready, Set, Go for very long.
No, it's only been, because it used to be, first
The
it was the
sweater
sweater
along.
along, then it was the sweater shawl along, because I thought it was unfair to people who didn't do sweaters.
And it was sweater shawl for a long time.
Yeah. And then we decided to do Ready, Set, Go.
About the time we stopped doing a lot of sweaters and shawls.
Well, no, I mean, we just decided, I still do shawls and things.
Yeah, but we were at that point we were focusing a little bit more on our small projects.
Yeah, we just decided that it would include more people if we did Ready, Set, Go. And, that way nobody's, required to get huge amounts of yarn.
Well, our January one was always kind of our one that we felt was like in flux for a long time.
Yeah.
So we fixed it.
We fixed it. We fix things. We don't break things. We fix things.
Okay, so I think it's time that we should say goodbye.
Say goodbye. So long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, good night. Goodbye. So we want to. Whoops, my show notes went. All right, everybody. We will wish you a very blessed, happy week, full of knitting, crocheting, crafting, whatever it is that makes your heart happy. We wish you a safe and blessed week, and we hope to see you back here for the Fun in the Woman Cave on, Saturday for us when we record. This is the Pen, Hook, and Needles podcast, episode 427, and that's a wrap.
It didn't work. Do you want to try that again?
I dropped.
All right, bye.
Bye.